right, welcome back, Leadheads, to episode number 54.
Which is also Season 2, Episode 4.
There you go.
I did it this time.
So we are back, and just before we are getting ready to head to North Carolina for the Rescue Ranch event.
Yeah, and that's pretty much, outside of getting pneumonia, that's all I've done with guns this week is just kind of
You've been sick since we got back from Vegas, hadn't you?
Well, last week I was just kind of tired, kind of dragging ass a little bit, and
yeah, you didn't seem too bad. I figured you were just kind of a little jet lagged.
Yeah, I think that's all it was, but I think being tired and worn out made me susceptible for it. And then Monday I got up and I was like, something's just not right, and I had a little bit of a cough. Mm-hmm. Tuesday I couldn't move. I was miserable, and my wife made me go to the doctor. He doped me up on, I've got like 6-7 prescriptions downstairs.
So I got what's the difference in walking pneumonia and pneumonia?
Walking pneumonia, you got the fluid on your lungs, but you don't need to be hospitalized. You don't need to be bedridden and all that. Pneumonia is a lot worse. Walking pneumonia is like, you got it, but you
can walk.
You can deal with it, yeah.
You can walk around and cough on people?
But I've got to be careful, and I've got to make sure I stick with the meds. Otherwise, he told me today, he tried to put me in the hospital today, and I was like,
you need to load up because our butts are getting ready to load up and head out at 5 a.m.
And that's going to be a good event.
We'll already be there by the time people hear this.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But, and that's kind of what I've done this week in guns is getting caught up and getting ready for this event. Hadn't really had time for anything else. Got the AR, everything done with it. Finally got it back from Sean, our good buddy, who did the Cerakote job. And he did an excellent job. We didn't want him to go over the top, just kind of something a little subtle. And he did a nice little sniper gray and black tiger stripe.
It's a nice-looking design.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very nice. So we appreciate Sean doing that. And we appreciate everybody who's helped us get ready for this thing, and it's going to be a huge success.
Yeah, we had Head Down Rifles who donated the rifle out of Dallas, Georgia. Also Modern Spartan Systems. Marcus Fox is going to be the musical guest down there, and then Nicole McLean and Chris Heben.
Chris Heben's actually going to MC the event.
Yeah, so that'll be cool.
We might even get to hear him sing a little bit.
The voice of Ridge Reaper hunting show.
Yeah.
A big good MC.
I'm looking forward to hearing Marcus and his tunes as well.
And we got a real special thanks to a local gun shop that's helped us out with a lot of this. In fact, half the people that are coming to this have been connections we've gained from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Northside Gun
Shop in Columbia.
Yep. ShopNSG.com.
Randy and Gabe down there. Guys have done an excellent job in that, and not only that, but what was that day we went down there and we hosted the show?
Yeah, we did the show there
with Modern Spartan Systems. So looking forward to doing some more shows down there with those guys.
Absolutely. But check them out if you're in the Columbia area. It's just right there on Spring Hill Highway.
Yep.
Also, go to their website, shopnsg.com. And they've got really good deals on a lot of stuff.
If you're looking for something, you're having trouble finding it, give them a call. I'm sure they could probably track it down for you and then ship it to your FFL.
And then, of course, thanks to all the fans out there that have bought tickets for the AR. By the time you're hearing this, it's going to be closed. So, but thank you everybody that has participated either through Instagram or through Facebook or just hearing it on the show. We're raising some good money for a very good cause of the Rescue Ranch.
Yeah, and we appreciate our buddies at Nashville Armory also helping us promote it by putting out flyers and telling.
They put out flowers for us?
Flowers or flyers.
That's
awesome. Yeah, they love us that way. And then Andrew up there.
But yeah, it's going to be a fun event. We got a 7-hour drive tomorrow?
Yeah, about 7 hours. Yeah. We lose an hour because they're an hour ahead.
Right, that's true.
So that makes it about a 7-hour drive.
Yeah, not too bad. But yeah, it's going to be fun. And then we've got 2 special guests with us.
Today.
The guys that we've, once again, connected with on Instagram, people. Y'all got to get on Instagram.
It's a very special treat today because these guys are coming to us from over the pond.
That's right. Over in Britain. So we have got
Hello,
Alan,
mate.
We've got Alan and Dan.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Nice to meet you all.
Good.
You're right.
Now, Dan, you've got a company that you promote on Instagram. Alan, do you have one too that you go with, or you're just a wannabe Texan?
Yeah, just wannabe Texan.
After this show, you'll be a wannabe Tennessean. So.
Well, same thing, isn't it?
You just want to be over here.
Too right. Oh, man.
From seeing both y'all's posts, it seems like both of you want to be over here.
Yeah,
I want to move over to Texas, definitely.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the family side of things, I think me and Dan actually met up the other week. I was working over by where he lives, so we managed to get a couple of hours and hook up for the first time. And we've been chatting on Instagram and what have you for a while. And we both said, if it wasn't for family ties and what have you, then we'd probably be saving the pennies for the plane ticket right now. The way things have been going, it's the stuff you guys can do that we can't. It's just unbelievable.
Do they call them pennies over there?
Yeah, pennies, quids.
Also. Is that like $1 a quid? I think we were talking about that earlier.
Most one, isn't it?
Was that Dan?
Sorry, you all talked at the same time.
You're going to get a lot of that with us. So just speak louder.
Yeah.
Speak over us.
Just talk over us.
Yeah.
That's the best way to make it happen.
We're used to that.
Well, it's time for the Jack Wagon of the Week, and after Arlie Ermy announces it, we'll see. We'll get a viewpoint of one of our past Jack Wagons from these two.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead Jack Wagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
A Jack Wagon that we had last year, and we just think he needs to be on the Jack Wagon train every year, so we're going to go ahead and throw him on now.
Yeah.
Before we put our
whether he's
official
done
on.
something now or not, he's going to. So we're going to go ahead and throw his ass on the Jack Wagon train. Piers Morgan, ladies and gentlemen.
Morgan, but we want to hear the British viewpoint of Piers Morgan. What's y'all's take on Piers?
Well,
to be fair, I don't really follow Piers Morgan too much.
What about when he?
That sums it up.
Yeah.
He's the. Oh, you just want to punch that face, don't you?
Well, another fellow Brit of y'all's from Top Gear actually did, didn't he?
Yeah, you know what? I've just brought up the Wikipedia page because I was trying to remember about that. Jeremy Clarkson says in October 2003, he reportedly emptied a glass of water over Morgan during the last flight of Concorde. So they must have both been on Concorde and poured the water over him. And Clarkson punched Morgan 3 times in a clash over the Mirror's coverage of his private life. It just sort of typical of what the guy's like, to be honest. He was one of these involved with the media around the time where the phone hacking scandals and the newspapers and the media in general, I think, were going too far, really, to get stories and to sell papers. They even now they still give us the excuse that, we only sell the news people want to hear. Well, as far as I'm concerned, people will read a paper, whether it's got pictures of, somebody coming out of some other person's flat after having an affair, or whether it's got news about some cat being rescued from a tree. People buy papers through habit, not because of the, 110% because of what the news is telling them. Yeah. And he was I
think that's the same where you go everywhere. You just shock sells. And that's what they go for. Sex and shock.
Pictures of people, in compromising situations, or wind people up to try and get a story.
Or teenagers getting hopped up on drugs and alcohol and racing their racing their Lamborghinis in Miami Beach.
Which we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah,
just another one you just want to give a good slap to and shake him by the shoulders and just go, "What are you doing? Just get your head out your ass."
Now, Piers Morgan, he owned a tabloid, right? Or he ran a tabloid or something.
He was chief editor, I think. Okay. Let me just
we don't need the bloke's biography here. We all know he's a dickweed, and he's a jackal. We just wanted to get your take on him, and if you knew anything, any inside dirt that you might share with us.
So even if we did ship him back to you, y'all wouldn't want him.
They shipped him out. That's the whole reason he's here.
You've got him now. That's it.
Didn't you guys run him out of the country?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, he was involved with all this phone hacking scandal and what have you. The media types figured out that they could hack people's voicemails. I don't know whether you guys got any of the story over there, but
I remember hearing about it.
A little girl, Madeleine McCann, was kidnapped or disappeared whilst on holiday with a family in. Or was it that? Yeah, it was that, wasn't it? I think was it that, Dan, that they listened to the answer machine messages and deleted the messages? It wasn't the McCann one, was it? What am I thinking of? Can you remember? There was somebody else. Millie Dowler, was it? Something. There was a girl that was kidnapped anyway, and the media hacked into her voicemail on her mobile phone and listened to the voicemails, thinking that they might, get an inside drop on what the police were telling any would-be kidnappers or anything. But the voicemail was full one time when they tried to log into it, so they deleted the messages.
Oh no!
Which then gave the parents of this missing child false hope and all this. Anyway, all this has come out, and it turns out that the paper that Piers Morgan was working for and a few others were all involved in this sort of phone hacking scandal. And basically, the guys like that now, they're not really wanted over here or anywhere by the sounds of it, because he's not doing a very good job over your side of things, is he?
It seems like nobody wants him, really.
Yeah, depends on who you ask, but definitely the sane people
we can stick him in
want to get his ass out of here.
We can stick him in Antarctica.
I think they should make him some form of like peace envoy or something. They can send him over to Afghanistan or something without a bulletproof vest.
Ambassador.
Just like fly him over and just kick him out the back of a C-130 or something. That'd do the job nicely, wouldn't it?
That sounds good.
Did you guys hear who our jack wagon was last week?
Who was it?
Senator De Leon.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the ghost
about the ghost gun. What's your take on that?
Caliber magazine clip.
Yeah.
I did not stop laughing for about 10 minutes.
What do you think of the shirt that I put on Instagram?
It's amazing.
Get one.
But the thing that sucks is a lot of these young kids don't know what Ghostbusters is, and they were like, I don't get it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You've never seen Ghostbusters.
I don't believe that for a minute.
No, because it's out on Netflix.
Person on the face of this earth doesn't know what Ghostbusters is.
I mean, there's even a cartoon now, isn't there?
Yeah,
is there?
Yeah.
Is there still
and
one?
if you genuinely don't know what Ghostbusters is, you need to correct that immediately.
Yes.
That's insane.
I know it's on Netflix because I was scanning through it the other day.
They have it on there?
Yeah, it was on there. It was either that or like Redbox or one of those.
Well, talking about kids these days, go ahead and give the jackwagon that we're going to talk about here. And the
American jackwagon.
He hadn't done anything gun-wise. And I know typically we deal with somebody that's anti-gun or does something stupid with guns.
Yeah, this is just plain stupidity.
Just stupidity, and it's so rampant that we have to throw him on the bus.
Mentioned it earlier, and it's the Beav, Justin Bieber.
The Bieber.
The Beaver.
Yeah, I know it's Bieber, but I call him Beaver. The Beav.
I just heard
for
today
obvious
as well
reasons.
that he's just handed himself into the police for something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were talking about that off air earlier. There was an incident in December where one of his entourage assaulted a limo driver or something like that in Toronto. So he's a Canadian. He's not an American. So Zeke was saying there's a petition on whitehouse.gov, the same one that had the petition to deport Piers.
Yeah.
There's a petition to deport the Beav.
And I think if it gets to like 40 or 100,000 people, like Obama actually has to look at it. There's like a level of people that sign it where he actually has to take a look.
He's just tossing them to the side.
Yeah, you'd just be, this guy. Nah, he's all right. He's one of mine.
He's mailing it in.
My daughters love him.
Yeah.
That was a horrible Obama impression. My daughters love him.
Oh, you got to sound like The Rock when you imitate Obama.
I've got to talk real deep. And
you got to talk like The Rock. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
What?
That's what I expect to come out of his mouth every time he addresses the nation.
You expect Obama to say, do you smell what Obama's
cooking? Do you smell what Obama's cooking? Yeah, I expect that.
All I expect is what was on the
only reason I watch any of his addresses to the nation.
The bad lip reading. That's what I expect to come out of his mouth from the bad lip reading on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Have y'all seen those?
Those are hilarious.
Okay, your assignment as soon as you get off this show is to go to YouTube and type in a bad lip reading. And
I accept you.
They take these videos, whether it's NFL or Obama's inauguration, and they just turn the volume off and they lip read it what it looks like they're saying, and it's hilarious.
It's like that TV show. What is it? Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, it's like Mystery Science Theater 2000, 3000, whatever it is. But so Bieber, what did he do outside of assaulting the?
Well, no, we just talked about it. He got arrested for drag racing in Miami Beach, Florida, and
then resisted arrest before they got him.
Probably. I mean, they said he was belligerent and disrespectful, but they did a blood alcohol test on him, and it was pot and alcohol, and was it Xanax? Is that what it said?
Yeah, Xanax.
And Xanax that he tested positive for. So
no gun related jackwagonery with this, but he definitely goes on there for that.
Yeah, that's just
I was thinking like this before I came on. Like what? It's been pretty quiet this week. We've had quite a good week so far.
It has
apart
been
from obviously
gun-wise.
the fallout from the ghost guns, but
yeah.
That was more comedy than anything, wasn't it? He just made himself look a twat.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But like I said,
there have been since our last show. There have actually been a couple of school shootings, public shootings that have occurred.
See the little bits we don't get to hear of, I suppose, do we? It's only the Sandy Hooks and what have you that we get to hear of over this side of the water. So
they don't want to talk about the ones that were actually stopped by another gun.
Oh yeah, well you get that as well, don't you? I mean,
was it which one was that? The South Carolina.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw some bits on Instagram.
There was a guy that walked into.
Let me see here.
He walked into somewhere and shot
Columbia Mall
girl.
shooting.
Yeah, the mall. Walked into a hair.
Oh,
yeah, no,
like
a shotgun.
Skateboard shot.
Yeah, skateboard shot. That's what it was.
Yeah, skateboard.
Is it the Maryland Mall shooting?
Yeah. Something like that, wasn't it? He went into, was it a skate shop that he went?
Yeah.
He used to frequent.
Yeah.
He went in there and shot, was it 2 guys or something?
Yeah, shot a guy and a girl and then himself.
Yeah. And then I did see an Instagram thing about that, and then I think I copied the link that it had said and read the report about it.
So now we should ban guns and skateboard shops.
Just ban kids.
Exactly, ban kids.
Just ban the kids.
Ban Bieber, ban school, ban children.
This guy was a 19-year-old also, the Columbia Mall shooting guy that used the Mossberg 500 shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh, he used an assault shotgun then, did he?
Well, the shotgun's a shotgun.
Well, it was probably black, so it was assault.
There's no assault. It's
but
just,
if it was black,
that's
so
the label that the gun grabbers put on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, to us, shotgun's a shotgun, whether it's black, yellow, green with purple stripes. It doesn't matter, does it? It fires a
stock. It doesn't matter.
You've got a cool gun.
It'll be an assault shotgun.
Yeah. Nothing about him was sketchy, said Corey Brown, co-owner of United Gun Shop. That's the people who sold him the Mossberg. There were no red flags. In fact, the store owners described the teen, suspected of killing 2 people Saturday morning, as very polite and said he appeared to be in a good mood, smiling as he talked with the owners.
Yeah, that's what I read as well. That he'd passed all the background checks and all the bits and pieces that he need to. But again, it's like our Prime Minister said after the last big shooting we had over here, where there was massive calls for tighter gun controls, and oh my God, there's all these people running around the country with these massive rifles and could kill anybody at any time, And the Prime Minister, David Cameron, turned around and said, "I can't legislate for a switch going in somebody's head." He hit the nail on the head, I think, really, there. You can have as tight a gun control and as many regulations as you want, but if someone is being pushed to the limits of what they can mentally cope with, and the only way they think they can get out of that situation is by doing something silly like that, they'll pass all the background checks you can throw at them because they've not done that before, And it, like I think you've said a few times before, the background checks and the like doesn't stop the criminals getting them, because a criminal's not going to walk into a gun shop and go,
exactly.
I can have a 1911 and a box of ammunition. It's not
because I'm going to go shoot a bunch of people.
Yeah, exactly. It's I don't know. It winds
a criminal
me up.
is a criminal, and they're going to obtain whatever tool that they need to accomplish their ill doing that they need.
It's a knife or a bat or a rock
or an automobile
whatever they can use.
They could use an automobile.
And your prime minister said it perfectly. You cannot legislate for somebody snapping. And you can probably curb a little bit of it by looking at people's history or mental history. But even then, how many times do you hear about a serial killer or a mass shooter? And when people are interviewing their friends, they're like, oh, he was such a quiet guy. He was like a nice guy. I don't know why he did this. So a lot of these people, there's no signs that it's going to happen. And then one day they just freaking
look at the purpose of why these people are trying to take away guns. And just like they did in your country, it's a tool. Is all it is for someone to do, ill will towards someone else or something else. Yeah. Once they take that tool away, they will find another tool. The facts are that your violent crime rate is a lot higher than ours. Take the gun equation out of it. I mean, our gun violence is going to be higher because we have that tool here more available than you guys do. So, you're just taking away something just for it to be replaced by something else.
So talk a little bit about that. What is the climate like there, whether it's the violence in England or, let's start with that. Let's start with the violent crime rate, and then we'll kind of talk about guns and stuff. How?
I mean, it's it's a funny one. I mean, I suppose, touch wood, I've been a bit lucky. I've got into a few scuffles, a few fights, and what have you. And
all over football, right?
No, I'm not a football
soccer.
Not a football fan. No, not my cup of tea. That. But
you're not offering to do the entire Seattle Seahawks football team in a gangbang, are you?
No, definitely not. I'm too tight.
We were talking off air again, just to clarify. I wasn't poking at him, but there was some porn star made a comment.
If you want to find out what we're talking about, just Google Savannah Sampson Seahawks. That's all we're going to say.
There you go.
Sort of violent crime and stuff in the UK on sort of a day-to-day basis as just a general member of the public. You're going to be pretty unlucky to come across anything. There's been reports recently saying that violent crime and sort of random street crime has gone down over the past 12 months. I've not got figures and facts to hand, but the sort of perception of crime and what people think we have, I think is a lot lower these days than it used to be. And I was listening to one of our BBC radio stations the other day, and they were actually talking about violent crime in on a worldwide scale, and saying in general violent crime is going down from sort of the starting of records. It's continually going down, and we do live in a lot more peaceful society now than say back in the 30s and even back in caveman times, I suppose. If you had a grudge match in caveman times, you clubbed the guy to death. And now it's
or you barehanded it, or a rock, or a bone from Tyrannosaurus Rex.
So I mean,
from your Tyrannosaurus Rex burger.
We don't tend to see that many shootings and what have you nowadays as well.
But that's my point. You don't see that because
it's not reported on, and from the sort of from the NRA in the UK and what have you, the stats do show that things are a lot more peaceful than probably you guys over there probably think that it's like a bloodbath every day over here, because that's how
it's
you.
Not?
Well, that's how.
I thought that's what your subways
were. You mean it's not Green Street hooligans every day?
Come on.
I mean, hey, wait a minute. I've seen Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch, and that's how it is. It's got to be.
Everybody's Jason Statham over there.
Yeah, maybe where Dan lives, it's a bit like that. Where I live, it's a bit quieter. I mean, we just don't see as much, but
and that's another point I want to bring up that we were talking about off air is the size of your country versus the size of America. Also,
oh yeah,
England's about the size of Tennessee.
It would fit inside Texas almost 3 times.
Yeah. It's so that's it's another tiny in comparison.
Yeah.
So I mean, it always makes me chuckle when I go on Instagram and Facebook and what have you, and people start throwing these stats around. Considering the sort of people that we are and the sort of things that we post up on Instagram, about checking your facts, making sure that what you're being told is true. Don't believe everything. Why believe what you're being told? Considering taking all that into consideration, when people start putting these facts and figures about the UK versus the US when it comes to violent crime and firearms crime, there is no comparison because the size difference and the population difference and the types of people that Britons are compared to Americans. I don't think you can get a true comparison just by putting facts and figures together. I think you really have to talk to people about stuff like this, I think.
Well, and I think
which is why we have you guys on the show.
And I think it's exactly. More of it's not so much apples to apples. We have 200, you have 150 to 300, whatever. It's a per capita thing. That's what we've got to remember when we're talking about these stats.
Yeah.
The population that you have makes your percentage of violent crime bigger because it's a per capita violent crime. It's not the amount of violent crimes, which is probably why you don't hear as much about it because the number is less. To where the number's bigger over here, but percentage-wise, our percentage is lower in per capita compared to the population.
Yeah. I've just found some figures here from the year April 2010 to March 2011. There were 11,227 recorded offences involving firearms, and then it goes on to give breakdowns. And the most, by a long stretch, was air rifles, air guns, BB guns, and what have you. It just says air weapons, so I'm taking that as an umbrella. There was apparently 4,203 recorded offences with air weapons.
But they're counting those as firearms.
But what about like violent crime attacks?
In our law over here, if you commit an offence with an imitation or air weapon, it is classed in law as a firearm from that procedure.
So that skews the numbers too.
Well, and I think the argument, like the stuff that the NRA puts out there, is it's not so much the firearm crime rate over there as it is the violent crime rate going up since you've had stricter gun regulation. Because if you were able to carry a Glock 19 with you everywhere you went,
people are going to think twice before they jump you.
I have this same discussion with countless people. Me and the missus talk about it all the time, and I have the discussion with friends on likes of Facebook and that. It's right. The stats did show that after the pistol ban, in when was it now? Where I think it was after Hungerford, wasn't it? Was it 87? Or was it 90? I can't. Anyway, after we got the pistols banned, the crime rate spiked. It went. Violent crime on the street went through the roof, and for the exact reasons that you say. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think we've ever had like concealed carry permits and what have you over here. But you wouldn't know if the guy that you were about to beat up was on his way to the local range and had his 1911 in the back of his pocket. Or
guns aren't completely banned there. There are ways and circumstances that you guys can own and shoot firearms.
We have rifles, we do have pistols, we have shotguns. The only like you say, we have licensing. I have to apply to my local police department. They will do background checks on me and any close associates that they would have either permission or cause to through their side of things. If you were, in cahoots with a gangbanger or something, they'd pick up on stuff like that pretty quick, and you'd have a visit from them saying, wondering why you're applying for a firearms license. But yeah, we have licensing, and the licenses have to be renewed every 5 years.
Just to clarify, when you said in cahoots with a gangbanger, you weren't talking about what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, so, I'm not on about
talking about people in a gang.
Football team, yeah, gang.
What's her name? Savannah Storm? Samson? Yeah.
Unsavory type, shall we say.
So if you knew Savannah Sampson, they would. You might not get your license, right?
No. You get a different type of license.
Yeah.
So, earmuffs, children.
So talk a little bit more about.
Let's ask them the 5 questions then.
Okay, well, let's do that then.
So y'all are both into firearms, so we're going to ask you both questions. How did you get into firearms originally? And we'll start with you, Dan.
Me. It was more, well, speaking to Alan enlightened me, really, because I never knew that we was allowed to actually obtain a firearms license over here until I saw him on Instagram, which was, 2 years ago maybe. And from there on out, I started looking into it. Then I went into a job with a friend of mine. His name's Dan as well. He's just started doing a bit of work for me. But he's already at a local gun range, has a license, everything. So he took me down there. Three weekends, I think I was. And then I decided to join up myself, which I've done now. So I'm just going through the procedures now to get the forms to sign for my license, as it were.
Good for you.
Nice.
Congratulations.
What about you, Alan? How'd you get into it?
Years and years and years back, my mum ended up with my mum's was a guide leader. She had an air rifle donated by a friend of a friend to be raffled off to raise some money for a guide unit. And before, obviously, it went to the raffle, somebody had to check that it worked and did as it was supposed to do. So that was passed to me and my dad took us out into the backyard and got some pellets for I think it was a 2.2 air rifle, little break barrel thing, and we set some bean cans up at the bottom of the garage and checked that it worked, and I enjoyed it, and that got sold on, and then it went a good few years before I got to the point where I grew up a bit and was allowed to have one of my own. So I started off with air rifles and what have you, and got into doing a bit of vermin control, shooting rabbits and pigeons and rats with the little 12 foot-pound restricted air rifles that were allowed over here without any license. Then shortly after getting into all that, I ended up going by chance. I ended up walking past. It looked like an old barn building, and there was a hell of a racket going on inside. So I went to have a look and knocked on the door, and it was a gun range. And I went in and joined up, and I've been going up there ever since.
Nice.
So yeah, the guys were really welcoming, and welcomed me in and showed me what was what. Told me all about the laws over here and what have you. And I had a bit of a break for a few years. This was back before the pistols were banned over here, so I was in there shooting. I worked my way up from a little 2.2 pistol up to a 9mm, and then the 38s, and then onto I had a go of
making a nice progression there. Yeah.
Well, they'd let you shoot a small, to start off on the small calibers. You had to shoot them for a little bit to gain experience with it, and then they'd allow you to move up. And I ended up having a go with like a replica. What was the one that Dirty Harry has? The
Model 29.
Yeah.
40,
I had to go with one of them.
Magnum.
Yeah. I mean, I must have been 12, 13 years old or something. I was going up there with
Dan's sitting there going, "Thanks, Alan. You make me sound like crap when it comes to guns.
Well, you know what? I was just thinking, you've gone really deep. I didn't know we was going to start with air rifles.
You've actually gone a little
Dan's
deeper than most of our
2
guests.
weeks ago, I went to a range, and Alan got me into shooting. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry about that. I have.
That's kind of like me and Zeke.
Yeah.
When we first started.
I have a tendency to waffle on as well.
No, that's cool.
Tell me to shut up if I keep going.
I'm curious as to.
Hey, it makes it great for us because we don't have to do as much.
Yeah, for him, since he's got pneumonia.
I said I'd got probably half an hour to an hour when we went to meet, and then we was there for like 3 hours, was it?
Something like that, wasn't it?
I kept getting up to go and nearly went without paying the bill and everything, and I ended up another half an hour just trying to pay the bill, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was good.
So talk about where you go to shoot these firearms. Are there special places? I mean, ranges, obviously. What do you guys call them there?
Yeah, just ranges. Like as Dan's finding out, and he says there, to start off getting your firearms license, you're either lucky and you know somebody who already shoots and has permission to shoot over farmland, and you can get into it that way. You can apply for your license straight off. And apply for permission to go shooting on local farmland. If you're not that lucky that there's no farmland near you that you could get permission to shoot on, you can go to local clubs. That not many of them, obviously, with the way things are over here, not many of them advertise on the internet. So a lot of it is find your local gun shop, go down to the local gun shop, ask the guys there where's the nearest range, and you get yourself along. And you usually have to sign up as a probationary member for usually between 3 to 6 months. Once that's done, you can sign up as a full member, and once you're a full member, you can then apply for your firearms license.
Your firearms license, is that renewable thing? Is it good for a certain amount of time? Then you have to go and renew it?
Yeah. You apply for it your first time. I think it's something like £50 for your first one, and that lasts you for 5 years. After 5 years, that expires, and you've got to basically reapply for your license.
Right. Okay.
And you pay £40, I think it is then. So it's a slightly reduced rate, but all the background checks that they do on your original application, they're all done the same. So this was one of the big things that came out after the Cumbria shootings, where a bloke called Derek Bird, who's a 52-year-old taxi driver, just snapped one day, went and shot and killed 12 people, injured a couple of others. He was a fully licensed firearms holder, had a couple of rifles and a 12 gauge, and for some reason it wasn't picked up that his mental state had deteriorated, and that's one of the things that they started, the gun grabbers started throwing about was, well, why wasn't his doctor asked about him, and this, that, and the other. And again, like we said earlier, you can't legislate for that switch going in somebody's head.
You can't, and you can't medicate that either if you don't know. No, you don't know the switch is flipped.
Well, this is it. I mean, over here, if you're diagnosed with depression, your doctor has a responsibility to notify if he's aware that you're a firearms holder. Mm-hmm. He has a duty to let the firearms department know. I think I'm not 100% on that, but I have heard stories of it happening where guys have been diagnosed with like severe depression, and without any warning or anything, the local constabulary have turned up with a big van and emptied all the guns into the van and drove off and said, right, we'll come and see you when you're feeling better.
Do they give them back?
Yeah, but I probably wouldn't want them back after the police had hold of them. They don't treat things with care. Over here, they'll just been thrown in a lockup somewhere and locked in a cage, left on a cold concrete floor somewhere,
or it ends up in their trunk and in their closet. And
well, funnily enough, there are still rumours going around that after the pistols were banned in the UK, that it was odd how a lot of firearms officers got brand new pistols to use. There was a bit of conspiracy theories went nuts.
Yeah, no doubt. So talk to us a little bit about our next question It has to do with pop culture. So whether it be a movie, a song, a book, a show, what is your go-to when it's related to firearms?
Dan, do you want to go first?
That was my email.
What was that? Sorry, I was miles away then.
What's your pop culture thing?
Yeah, the pop culture. What's your go-to,
Movie,
whether it be a movie,
TV
a song, TV show, podcast, maybe a podcast?
The first thing that popped into my head was this Lone Survivor, because it was supposed to have aired over here yesterday, which was my birthday, and I was planning on going to watch it, and it's not airing now until Friday. Is that right, Alan?
Oh, wow, really?
I believe so, yeah.
It's been out here, a good 2 weeks now?
Yeah.
2-3 weeks?
But yeah, that's what threw me a bit, because I just had that in my head.
It's a great movie, man. Great movie.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah.
But obviously, you want to read the book because it's better than the movie.
You know, one thing that nobody has said, and I mentioned the movie at the beginning of this interview, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I'm going to have to throw that on my list. That's a good gun movie, even though it's
hard to keep up with because I can't understand the blokes.
Oh, dude, I love it. I've seen that thing like 200 times.
It's like I have to hit slow-mo so I can rewind. It's like, what do you say? What? Huh?
That's just because
slow down, Jason.
Yeah.
half of us can't understand them.
Well, that's like Snatch, the pikeys. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Are there really pikeys?
Yeah, pikeys. Yeah, there's a few of them knocking around here still.
Yeah, we've got an abundance of them around this area.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they're hardworking. As long as a lot of them now are different to how they used to be. You don't get them around thieving everything. They're all out trying to earn I wouldn't say an honest living, but a living.
Yeah.
No, I get you. So what about you, Alan? What's your go-to firearms movie?
Or
TV
song,
show,
or book.
Video game. Podcast.
Video game, yeah, I forgot about
Obviously,
video games.
podcast, it's got to be you guys.
Oh, smart man.
Don't let us influence you on that one.
Video games, I used to be big into the Call of Duty. The Modern Warfare, when that came out. The computer I'm using at the minute to talk to you was built specifically to play Call of Duty.
Wow.
The first Modern Warfare that they brought out. I thought that looked brilliant when they released the screenshots and stuff for it. So I got into that like heavily. I was online for stupid hours a week and whatnot. Film wise, it's got to be Shooter every time. Just a good
another Marky Mark movie.
Yeah. I remember somebody was saying last week, wasn't they?
Just an FYI, if we ever interview him, don't call him Marky Mark or he'll walk out.
Will he really?
Yeah.
Somebody was saying last week, weren't they? How
I'll screw up and I'll call him Marky Mark.
One of them solid guys that's just he constantly surprises you for good, rather than
the Italian Job. I love that movie. Did you guys see that one with Mark Wahlberg? Not Marky Mark. The Italian Job. Charles Theron. Is that her name?
The original is a lot better, but it is good.
Ed Norton
did a good job on it.
Yeah, I like Ed Norton too.
The only one I didn't like, and I think they just took the Italian Job and made it an American job, was Contraband. Did you see that one with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, I didn't care for it much.
I've not seen that one yet.
Yeah, it was kind of crappy. It was almost like they just took the Italian Job and redid it in America.
Lackluster.
Yeah, it was kind of blah. It was almost the exact same storyline with Mark Wahlberg.
But I don't blame Marky Mark on that. I don't blame him.
Did you know? You were saying last week about him having a bit of a beef with Tom Cruise.
Oh, that was awesome.
Did you know he Mark Wahlberg was on Top Gear probably a couple of years ago. Do you know the show Top Gear?
Yeah.
You've got an American version, haven't you? And he was the star in The Reasonably Priced Car. Anyway, he was talking to Jeremy Clarkson afterwards, and Clarkson asked him what he thought of Tom Cruise, and he just sort of sat back in his chair and he went, "Well, me and him go to different churches."
That's great.
And that was it. I thought, yeah, you're all right, you.
Oh yeah.
And he's come up in some good films, and the previews, and I have got a friend who found a sneaky copy of Lone Survivor, and I said to him I didn't want to watch it, but he showed me like one little clip, and it looks fantastic. So
It's
I think
amazing.
he's done
you guys are going to really enjoy it.
That.
Shoot us a message after you watch it and let us know.
And scream at anybody that tries to get up and walk out when they're tributing the fallen troops.
I'm fully ready. I'm gonna if have to, I will get the missus to film it. I will rugby tackle anybody who makes any noise in that cinema,
Yes.
or even gets up at the end, and I'll get it on film.
Oh yeah, and that's got to be on Instagram because that would go like extreme viral.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. We'll send it to Marky Mark.
Cool.
Now with you guys, I don't know what gun ownership's like, so this question may be a little off, but has there ever been a gun? Well, actually, if you don't, have y'all, either one of you, do y'all own firearms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't own a firearm at the moment, no.
Okay. Has there been one, Alan, that you were a little embarrassed to say, yeah, I had that at one point?
To be honest, no.
They're thankful to get any firearm they can get.
I think your man from Glock said it the best the other week was,
Josh.
You can't be embarrassed to have any firearm. Just a sec. Right, I'll just have to nip off a minute. The baby's just started screaming. Just give me a minute.
Sure.
You should have to nip off.
Oh no, it's all right. The missus.
Are we back to Savannah Sampson again? Got to nip off.
Did your boo save you?
Yeah. She's popped in and seen
your girl,
Nice.
your wife.
Yeah,
all right.
it's all right.
So
it's okay.
So you're talking about Josh Dorsey,
Yeah.
in his comment,
Yeah, no, not ashamed to own any gun. I've only had a couple of real firearms to be honest.
Do you have you sold one maybe that you wish you had back?
Yeah. I think everybody does, don't they? I had a Seiko Finfire, a little 2.2 bolt gun. It was absolutely amazing, deadly accurate, nice little hunter type rifle, just nice to look at, nice to shoot, really accurate. I won a few little internal competitions with it at the club I go to, and I sold it. And yeah, I wish I could buy that one back now. I needed the money for a Spikes Tactical though, so it had to go.
There you go. Had to step up.
Yeah.
So what about bucket list? And I know, Dan, you said that you don't you don't own one currently. What would be your first firearm of preference to own?
Well, semi-automatic, I'd love to have a Spikes Tactical AR, but for me, at the minute, with the money, I'm going to go with an Anschutz MSR, because they're, £500 here, so what's that, about $900?
Something like that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so it's
8 or something, is it?
Yeah, that's it, and they're amazingly accurate for a .22 LR, and they're light. I seem to have got on with it, but bolt action, I want a Mosin Nagant carbine with an original sniper scope on it.
Yeah. I'm thinking about upgrading my Mosin to get the old sniper scope on it. Those
I was looking through eBay, and there was some there the other day. I think it was about £150 for an original in the original leather case and everything. But there's a few copies out there you've got to be careful of.
Wow.
That's not bad money for an old piece of kit like that as well, is it? I suppose.
The rifle itself is only, I think it was £180 for a rifle, and then obviously I was looking at the Archangel stock, but I don't know really. I might
those
keep it original.
Mosins in the United States for $100.
Yeah. My thought on like tricking it out, when you get into M1 Garands and Mosins and real historical rifles, I don't see the mindset in tricking something like that out. There's other old
the
guns
thing I was thinking of. I might just treat the wood.
Have you looked at the Troy chassis that I was telling you about for the M1 Garand yet? You got to look at that, dude. That would change your mind on tricking one of those out.
Really?
Yeah, it's badass.
What about you, Alan? What's your bucket list?
You know what? I've not really thought about it too much, but I would like to get something big. I've got a 223 at the minute. And obviously the rimfire. I wouldn't mind something in either 308 or... You know what? After SHOT Show, the pictures that were coming up on there, every other picture of a rifle seemed to be in 300 blackout. And
that's kind of the buzz going around right now is the 300 blackout.
Yeah, I just fancy having one of them, something chambered in that.
I really like the idea of that round. I'm sold on it myself personally, but again, everybody's a little hesitant because there's no manufacturer that are really jumping on board and starting to push it out. So the scarcity of the ammo is what's holding a lot of people back.
Wait, is the case for those, is that not just a chop down?
Yeah, 5.56
223.
Yeah, 5.56. Yeah. So everything's compatible with your standard 5.56 AR. Except the barrel. I mean, you just change the barrel out. The magazine, the bolt, everything else is compatible. So that's another great thing about it.
I kind of like that idea. You could pick up a cheap 223 bolt rifle, change the barrel for a 30 caliber barrel, and you've got your 300 blackout sort of ready to go sort of thing.
Or you get something like Head Down has. They've got that. What is that rifle called that you can breaks down into the box? What's it called?
Takedown AR.
Yeah, the takedown AR. Yeah. I mean, it's real simple to break it down, and you just switch the barrels out real quick, and then you can go from like a coyote gun to a full size deer gun with a 30 caliber.
That's a good idea. I mean, there's we have a lot of guys over here that do sort of deer stalking and what have you, and they use a couple of guys that I know use switch barrel type setups for them. As over here, you'll get certain calibers that you'll be allowed to shoot certain types of deer with. So obviously you wouldn't be allowed to go and shoot a 2250 at a fox, but you can take a deer with it, or 308. They'll not let you shoot fox with 308. You have to use a smaller caliber because they deem it as too powerful to kill something. I don't know how that works.
It either kills it or it doesn't kill it,
Yeah, it kills it too dead. So
there's no such
they say
thing.
You can have this caliber for doing this sort of quarry and this caliber for that.
I can see over penetration being an issue with that. If they want to go that route with it, but
yeah, they're not that clever over here though. It's just
the blood and gore is what gets to them.
Yeah. I mean, over here for like the 308, 300 blackout sort of thing. Over here we do reload a hell of a lot. It's not very often you'll find guys who've been shooting for a long time that still use factory ammunition. So obviously go into
you get a lot of that over here too.
Yeah. So go into something like a 300 blackout isn't a massive headache for guys over here. It's just obviously we haven't got it in semi-auto like you guys do. It's straight pull. Or bolt action, depending on the type of setup you get, which takes all the fun out of it, really, doesn't it?
But you have the 5.56 semis, right?
No. It's, anything that's centre fire is straight pull or bolt action.
Oh, really?
So when you say straight pull, what are you talking about there?
Basically, you have a charging handle on the side of the bolt on like an AR setup, so it's just a straight pull back and then let go.
So you have to charge it every shot.
Yeah, single shot on anything that's centre fire. Rim fires are the only thing we're allowed semi-auto in.
Okay. Which, once again, most gun laws, it makes no sense at all.
I know. Like I said earlier about what is it going to kill it more dead? Well, is a 2.2 not going to kill you the same as
More people die every year from 22 gunshot wounds than any other caliber in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose over there they sort of classed that. They're never ever classed as toys, are they? But
the ignorant people making the laws is what it is.
Yeah.
They don't know squat about them.
And there's the mindset that it's only a 22, it's just a little pop gun, and then before you know it, what is it you guys say? Your booger hook's on the bang switch, and you've got a hole in you. So,
Well, now it's time for something we haven't done a long time, and it's time for facts to fight the myths. And the reason I'm doing that is because, Alan, you said there's some myths that you want to kind of talk about that the England gun culture has. And
my first idea was I think I thought you were going to maybe put something up on the forum or something and see if people could sort of write in with any questions that they'd have to
I got sick.
Kind of got forgot about SHOT Show and Christmas and all this. So I think we've pretty much covered. I think anybody who's listening who had any ideas that the UK is a complete ban country, hopefully now we'll have a better idea. I mean, if you don't, go onto my Instagram page and have a look through some of my pictures. That I've put pictures of myself up there and the guys that I shoot with, and Dan puts pictures up on his Paramaniac Products page. There are a few guys coming on to the Instagram side of things now. I don't tend to put much on Facebook. That's more of like my private life side of things, I think.
So if our listeners wanted to ask you a direct question, they can go to Instagram.
Get on there. Search Alan Apone. It's ALANAPONE.
Now, what does that mean? The Apone.
It's it was a punk band that I used to be in with a couple of friends of mine, and we named it after the film Aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sergeant of the Marine unit that go down onto the planet. Yeah. It's his name was Al Apone.
Oh, okay.
So we had a gig, our very first gig we had, and we booked this gig and we didn't have a name for the band, and we were getting hassled. What's your name? So we can put it on the flyers for this show. And we were watching round a friend's house, watching Aliens, and we just thought, that guy's cool. Well, we'll name the band after him for a bit then. We didn't think it'd stick. We'd use it for a little bit, and then we'd change it to something a bit fancier or something, but it just kind of stuck. So that's where that came from. It was basically we all had our email addresses set up because we had a website and everything. We were like playing at being big band, signed and all this. So we all had our own email addresses and stuff. And mine was obviously Alan Apone. So it just kind of stuck with me. So you can go on there, have a look for me, have a look for Dan, and just send any questions over you want. We're not shy guys. I try and know as much as I can about the UK gun laws. Usually, if I don't know it, I know somebody who will. I think the book for gun laws over here is something ridiculous, like 3,500 pages. So,
good Lord.
You probably never know everything, but there's
guys, if you got a question, I'm sorry to cut you off. Go to his Instagram page, or you can reach us and we'll forward it on to him and get you an answer.
Yeah, either way it'll work.
Yeah.
In other words, shut up, Alan. You're talking too much.
I was starting to bore myself then.
Hey, Dan, tell us a little bit more about Paramaniac Products and all the stuff y'all do. I know did you start off with Paracord? I mean, that's the name Paramaniac.
Yeah, that's where it started. I mean, there was only one other company, which is an American company when it started, and we didn't have anything over here. And I just downloaded a PDF form and decided to sit in and start making them for myself, and then friends liked them, and I thought, well, I'll try and do something with it, and kind of just took off from there. But I've had a lot of support over the years off other Instagram companies and stuff that have helped me out, and it's a really great community. And I try now that I've got myself to a point where I've got quite a good following base, and they're all really good people, I now try and help other companies out that are starting up, and just try and get them a little bit of help, because I'm more of a small company person than a mass corporation person. I'd rather buy a T-shirt from like yourself or from like Dax at Canterbury, who's just an amazing guy. I'd buy my T-shirts off him as well. But we've got a design company that I've started up with a friend of mine, Peach, who's been a designer for a long time. And we decided to start putting out designs for T-shirts and stuff. And we helped BNG Tactical Survival, and Dax is like our main customer, but a really good friend as well. Awesome. We've got a few other companies as well that we're trying to get designs out for, so it seems to be going okay.
Now, y'all designed the You Get What You Deserve shirt and his new one too, right?
That's it, yeah, we did both of them. All the designs as well on like my own T-shirts and company logos and stuff, we do all them as well. So I was speaking to Alan the other day, I'd like to try and get him into something himself, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice. And then you've also got the ring thing going with Speakeasy Original That'll be cool.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, I approached
really
him
cool
because I was just looking. Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. I mean, it's all really clean. I was speaking to him because I was going to buy a ring for myself, and then we looked into it, and he said, "Well, you know, I really like the design, and I'd like to kind of buy the design off you, but I didn't really want to get rid of the design, so I came up to an agreement with him that he could use the design for the rings and everything as a collaboration, and he can sell them all out of his shop. And he said he'll hook me up and give me the first ring anyway. So it's really good that I get the opportunity to work with people like that as well.
And if people wanted to get stuff, or do you have a website, Instagram, of course?
Yeah, so I mean, I did have a website set up. It's currently down at the minute because I need to update everything. Because like my first 2 years on there, I wasn't really looking at making money or anything out of it. I was just trying to get my name out there and kind of let people know that this is what I do. I like to try and do a bit of anything that pops into my head. I've got so many ideas that swing around there. Extracting them all is just hard work. But yeah, it's. I don't have a website, but you can contact me via email, or I have Kick Messenger as well. I'm quite happy to talk to anybody about anything really. So like, if you want to buy something, I'll talk to you about that, or advice on anything. You know, I'm there.
So what are those addresses?
My email is paramaniacproducts@gmail.com, and my kick is just Paramaniac Products, and you can reach me on either of them. So it's quite an easy one, really.
Nice.
Very cool. So there you go, guys. If you like to get in touch with Dan at Paramaniac Products, that's his contact info.
Awesome. So we'd like to thank our sponsors. We got US Elite Gear.
Well, hold up.
Oh, whoa. Sorry.
Just a little quick blurb on what we've got coming up.
Quick blurb.
Blurb it out. So we're headed to North Carolina tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a show from there.
Yep.
So
That'll be next week's show.
You'll probably edit this while I drive tomorrow, so we can have it posted. And then when we get back, we've got a whole slew of guests lined up that everybody's going to be very excited about. We've got the 300 Blackout that's coming up, the build that we're going to be doing on that.
Yep.
What else we got coming up?
We've got the second week of February. We've got the guy from Combat Flip Flops, Griff. We have got the coding's kicking in.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Is it Readiness Response? Is that who they are? I don't know. We're gonna get those guys on.
We're gonna get them in. I've already booked something for March. I don't remember who it is though.
Yeah.
Oh no, Brittany Starr from SB Safaris.
Okay,
I think we're going to do
on
the first week in March. And
a whole bunch of stuff in between.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah, we made a lot of good contacts at SHOT Show, and we're going to round up those guys and gals and get them, hopefully, in a orderly, fashionably, reasonably timely manner on our show.
That was a lot of adverbs. So now can I thank the sponsors?
So now, have at.
We got US Elite Gear, us-elitegear.com.
Got ICE Training, icetraining.us.
Really want to thank Northside Gun Shop again. Make sure you go check out their website, shopnsg.com.
Holder and Green Professional Real Estate Services, HG Press, for all your Middle Tennessee real estate needs. Get in touch with those guys at 1-800-615-1840, extension pew, 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 pew.
Or 2222.
Or 2222. I had to do that again. That's the last time, I promise. I won't do it again.
But it's sticking. People are remembering that.
I know it.
We also have All or Nothing
testicles?
Yes.
All or Nothing testicles?
All or Nothing Tattoo Studios. That's allornothingtattoo.com. And their very gun-friendly merchandise store, strangleholdmerch.com.
I'd like to thank our good buddies at Graphic Effects, Barry Clapp and the guys over there. They do an amazing wrap job, and they are also getting into the hydro.
We're not talking about hip-hop.
What?
Not hip-hop wrap job?
No, your vehicle wraps. They did the Titan Stadium for the Budweiser booths. They do amazing work over there. They did our wraps for our vehicles, obviously. And as I was saying, they're getting into the grafting? Hydrographics. For firearms and other things too. I've seen them do motorcycle helmets and other things like that. It's pretty awesome. So thanks to those guys. Also like to thank our buddy Sean Ruminar who is our Cerakote expert. So anybody locally that wants to get in touch with him, or
I thought it was Ruminer.
Is it Ruminer?
I don't know.
Ruminer. He'll correct us.
Yeah.
Sean.
Sean.
Tell
us the right way.
Or the wrong way.
Our phones are going to blow
Just come up with a damn company name so we can just say your company name. But anyway, get in touch with us if you guys would like to get an awesome Cerakote job done on your firearm.
And Alan and Dan, thank you all so much for coming over from the other side of the pond.
No problem. Thanks for having us on.
It's been good.
We had a blast. A lot of good information, man.
I hope I didn't bore too many people.
No.
Bollocks.
Twice.
Bollocks.
Bollocks. Do you like dogs?
No, I see us having a part two of
we'll
this
definitely
show.
have y'all on again.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that'd be cool.
That'd be good.
Especially, we'll post Dan getting his own firearm and all that stuff. We'll definitely get that on there.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, man. I'm a bit camera happy, really. I take photos of absolutely everything, so there'll definitely be photos and videos going up.
Sweet. Awesome.
Looking forward to that.
And y'all know our sign off, right?
Special planned.
Oh, you've got something special planned. Okay, are you going to surprise us with it?
I have a UK version.
Okay, all right. As always, left hand.
Keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms in a manufactured safe built in compliance with BS 7558 of 14-gauge steel construction with interior hinges and locking mechanism, a minimum of 3 lock-in bolts bolted to a solid or exterior wall, and the keys to be kept in a secondary safe location.
Welcome to the UK.
Thanks, guys.
Badass.